coming back to school with me. We could have done it all so easily.
Hi, my name is Craig Thompson Wood. I'm the board game teacher. Thanks for coming to the classroom. Today we're taking a look at Rhino Hero from Haba. So in looking at the report card for Rhino Hero, I'm going to give the number of players a B+. I give it a B+ because it plays between 2 to 5 players, which is a nice group size. So you can do this with small groups in the classroom, or you could be doing with the 2 players, you could be doing one-on-one with somebody. It's just a very comfortable group size for a game like this. For learning, I'm going to give the game a C. I give it a C because it doesn't really teach a lot of the things that you might find in some of the other games. There's no real reading involved unless you have to consult the rules about what some of the symbols on the cards might mean. There's no mathematics really, like in terms of number sense and things like that. There's mathematics in terms of the building of the structure, but it's nothing really that you can concretely teach to a math curriculum. What you are going to be learning, of course, like any game, you're going to be learning all those social skills when you're playing with other people, sportsmanship, taking turns, things like that. Where I could see this maybe in a stretch would be used for like a primary science class where you're talking about structures and talking about balance and things like that, because this is what the whole game is. You're building a structure from the ground up and trying to keep the building from toppling over while you achieve your objectives as you build. So it's sort of loosely around that, and maybe sort of a fun way to introduce a science topic, but really there's not a lot of solid curriculum teaching that you're going to get in this game. For fun, I give the game an A. And I give the game an A because I think games like this I find them fun, and I know kids tend to find them fun. The reason that games like Jenga are so wildly popular is because they're simple, fun games, dexterity games. So this game is very similar to a game like Jenga because, as I said, you are building, except in Jenga you're just moving the pieces around on a structure that's already been built. In this one you are actually building, like I said, from the ground up, adding layers, more stories to the house, and it's you have different things to accomplish while you're building the structure. One thing I think that makes the game fun too is that being a dexterity game, it tends to eliminate that advantage that adults have over children when playing games like this. So adults playing can really try their best to win against the kids because it's not as big a difference as might be in some other games where there's strategy or maths or something else involved where the adults have the obvious advantage and they maybe feel like they have to hold back to give their kids a chance to win. No such luck here, kids. You're on your own. Dexterity games are pretty good at leveling the playing field between adults and kids, and that to me makes for a lot of fun. For time, I'm going to give the game an A+. I mean, it says it plays between 5 to 15 minutes. I think 15 minutes would probably even be pushing that upper limit. It probably wouldn't take that long. It's incredibly quick to set up, it's incredibly quick to clean up, and it's very fast to play. And so I think that if you're going to do this in the class, you can certainly do this easily in a class period, maybe even a couple times. And I'll also talk a little bit more about how time may factor into something where I think this game really sort of shines. And I'll talk about that in a little bit. For cost, I'm going to give the game an A. I give it an A because I'm looking up on levelup.ca, they're charging $18.95 for this game. Now for $18.95 for a game that takes you so short time to play, you're going to be able to play it multiple times, maybe even in one sitting. And being a game like this, which is simple and entertaining for the kids, that again, they're going to want to play it. So the amount of times you're going to play this game for what you're paying, it's really sort of pennies. It's going to be inexpensive as far as board games go, but when you look at how many times you're going to get to the table, you are really going to get your money's worth out of a game like this. And if you're looking to get games like this for the classroom, I would think that it's easy enough to get games like this, multiple copies for the classroom if that's something you'd like to do. So where I think this game really shines is in the fact that it's so quick and easy to play. So to me, this would be a great sort of way to introduce people, get them sort of in the mood to play some games if they're maybe not so receptive to them in the first place. If you're going to get this game for your classroom, I would really suggest that you do this one. If you're doing a part of a centers, then have all the centers doing it at the same time, or have them doing it as a free activity in the classroom. I wouldn't do this one like as a free activity if there's just a few people who have free time and the rest are still working, because this game, I think, as you're building, it's going to be very distracting. People just watching, anticipating this, so the tension of when is it going to fall, and even the people playing are going to be getting excited. So for a classroom, either do it as a class or do it as a free time activity during like maybe an indoor recess. But I wouldn't do this one even as a single center. It's just going to be too distracting. All right, let's take it to the table and I'll show you how it's played. So in setting up for the game of Rhino Hero, it's this easy. You have these cards. You have this one card that has the foundation, and then you have the little Rhino Hero here, and then you have these wall sections. Now, for the first card with foundation, this is the beginner side where it has the 2 foundations. The expert side has only the 1. And it shows you how you set it up. So in this case, I'm going to take 2 foundation pieces. You bend them like so. Make a corner. Take this one, I bend it, and I put it on there. So it doesn't make that perfect 90-degree angle that it's showing there, but close enough, whatever. Then each player is going to get 5 cards. So I'll give myself 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the other player. Now what you do then is one player is going to take the first turn, and they're going to place one of their cards. Now the cards may have they have little symbols on the sides to show you what the different things do and mean, and those are all explained in the rule book here, which I'll leave for you to discover for yourself. So each player is allowed to look at all their cards and decide which one they want to play. So maybe this player plays this one, like so. So you put it that with the thing facing up. So now on here, it has more of these wall pieces going on. So it has 2 wall pieces, and they're going on like so. All right. I guess it doesn't matter too much how you do it. So, and now it had that little rhino, so you have to, where it has the rhino on it, you look for the cards which have the rhino on it. You have to put the rhino onto where it's marked on the card, so then the rhino is going on there, which may add another extra level of difficulty. Then the next player is going to put on their card. So this one has just foundation pieces with no other symbols, so they put that on, and you add the pieces on like so, and then I take a card and I put one on, and so it has the pieces like so, and it has the rhino here, so I have to remove him from there, put him onto there, and then this player puts this on, and the idea is to get rid of all your cards without making that happen, without knocking over the tower, and that's Rhino Hero. That's how it's played. Well, that's going to wrap it up for today's episode. If you have any questions about Rhino Hero, please leave me a message in the comment section below. If you have any suggestions for topics you might like me to talk about, or any other games you might like to see on the channel, again, please leave me a message in the comment section below. But until next time, I'm Craig Thompson-Wood, the board game teacher, saying thanks for coming to the classroom.
Are you coming back to school with me?